Good morning, all. Camelback Trading 2724 coming to you this Friday morning, December 6th. You're looking at the last bunch of days of the market profile on the SPY ETF. And it's just about 3.5 minutes prior to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So let's go over destinations prior to the non-farm payroll number coming out. And then we'll try to come up with a game plan depending on what happens. As you can see, just like yesterday, pre-market looking right into the trend day from the second, right? It's been 3 days now. This is day 4. Can the buyers take back that trend day? Also, that line in the sand I've been talking about, last week's low of 311.98. Whoever wins it is going to win, I think, which way we go in this balance. All right, let's go over destinations. And maybe we'll even look at the charts prior to 8:30. So right now, we'll still use yesterday's high, 312.25, as your first destination on the upside. Then those single prints, they start at 312.61, get filled at 313.02. And then you should have the rest of the upside destinations that we have. For the downside, if we gap higher, then we would use yesterday's high of 312.25. Then we have 9 wide at 311.41. Our afternoon pullback low of 311.06. And then yesterday's low of 310.58. Daily low of 310.32. And filling the gap at 309.64. Now, let's just look at the charts quickly. And then by that time, it should be right around 8:30. So, first week of December coming to an end. Monthly, nice and healthy. We're up. One time framing up. Still have a gap, which will be our main focus. Weekly, after 8 weeks, one time framing up. Took out 3 weeks worth of weekly lows. We are now in balance. Top of the balance is our all-time high of 315.48. The bottom of our balance is this week's low of 307.13. So just under $8.50 balance. And the important thing, which we've spoken about, is last week's low of 311.98. We got back into the other 2 weeks ranges with no problem after we took out the lows. This has been a tremendous battle zone. Now, right now we're above it, but in less than a minute, we're going to see what kind of direction we get. Whoever wins that, we'll either test the top of the balance and the all-time high, or we're going to test this week's low at some point. And then on the daily, after being down, we've now come into balance, a nice 2-day balance. Gap is still my main focus. Had a nice recovery yesterday after almost trying to take out yesterday's low. We just missed taking out yesterday's high. So, we had an inside day. No, we didn't. I apologize. We didn't have an inside day. The high yesterday was 312.25. But I'll tell you, you could basically treat this as an inside day. We took out the high by 13 cents. Never took out the low. Now, obviously, technically, it's not an inside day. However, you can kind of treat it that way. Okay, 8:30 has come, and our first response is to have this market pop pretty good, right? We were trading right around where the single print started, and we are trading right now above the single prints, right at our highest accepted price from December 2nd. Now, unfortunately, my Charles Schwab news service is down. I know they were looking for about 181,000 in the job department. Obviously, it was higher than that since we spiked pretty good. But again, it's only the initial thing. It's not even 8:31 yet. All right, so what's the game plan? Now, there's still an hour to go and things can change. However, if we do gap higher and we get above B's high, right? That was our highest accepted price. So you'd be filling single prints and taking out the highest accepted price. Couple of things you can do. Yesterday's high was 312.25. So now we're getting into an area where it's $1 gap higher. You may want to wait for a counter auction, right? This would probably be a scenario where I'm going to wait because I certainly don't want to short it up here. I also don't want to buy it because I don't want it to come and have a counter auction because the overnight inventory is long and come down. What I would like to see is to open up, fill the single prints, take out the highest accepted price, and then get your counter auction to take a call play. For a couple of reasons. Number one, your overhead resistance would be gone, the single prints and the highest accepted price. And number two, you'd have the gap to lean on. So then I would take a call play if we were to come in. If the gap gets filled and you get back accepted in here, you're out because then odds are you're going to go down to POC. However, if you get the counter auction and you go long and the gap holds, now you should have, especially if you start one time framing up in B, your next destination would be to start taking away this huge sell tail. So that would be my buy play. Sell play, if in the next hour we gap higher, but do not fill the single prints and do not take out the highest accepted price, I might not sell it right away, but if B period starts and you don't take out A's high and you didn't fill these, well then guess what? I'm on board to see if we at least come down and fill the gap. Those would be my two early plays for the morning. Good luck trading today. Have a great day, and we'll recap the day and the week at 4 p.m.